Once upon a time, in a small village nestled deep within the mountains, there lived an old master of Zen wisdom named Masterly. He was renowned for his deep understanding of life and his ability to impart profound wisdom to those who sought his guidance. One day, a young and eager disciple named Xiao came to Masterly seeking enlightenment. Xiao had heard tales of the master's wisdom and had traveled a great distance to seek his guidance. Masterly welcomed Xiao with a warm smile and invited him to sit down. "Tell me, young one, what is it that brings you here?" he asked. Xiao bowed respectfully and replied, "Masterly, I seek the secrets of wisdom and enlightenment. I want to understand the true nature of life and find inner peace." The wise master nodded and said, "To truly understand life and find inner peace, one must first learn to let go. Life is like a flowing river, and our attachments are like rocks that obstruct its course. We must learn to release these attachments and go with the flow of life." Intrigued, Xiao asked, "But Masterly, how do we let go? How do we release our attachments?" Masterly smiled and said, "Let me tell you a story. Long ago, in a distant land, there was a powerful and wealthy king. One day, the king summoned his most trusted advisor and said, "I have heard of a magical pearl that possesses immense power. I desire to possess this pearl, for it will bring me even greater wealth and authority." The advisor bowed and replied, "My king, the magical pearl you seek is said to be hidden in a deep and treacherous cave. Many have tried to obtain it, but none have succeeded. The cave is filled with dangers and obstacles, and only the worthy can overcome them." Determined to acquire the magical pearl, the king gathered a team of skilled warriors and set off on a perilous journey. They faced numerous challenges along the way, battling fierce creatures and navigating treacherous terrain. Finally, after months of hardship, they reached the entrance of the cave. The king, filled with anticipation, led the way into the dark abyss. The cave was vast and labyrinthine, with countless passages and hidden traps. As they ventured deeper into the cave, the king's desire for the magical pearl consumed him. He became obsessed with the idea of possessing it, and his mind was clouded by thoughts of wealth and power. He ignored the advice of his advisors and pushed forward relentlessly. However, the more the king chased after the pearl, the more elusive it became. It seemed to vanish before his eyes, always just out of reach. The king grew frustrated and exhausted, but his desire kept driving him forward. After days of fruitless searching, the king collapsed in exhaustion. In his moment of despair, a beam of light pierced through the darkness, illuminating a small object lying at his feet. It was the magical pearl he had been seeking. Overwhelmed with joy, the king picked up the pearl and held it close. But as he gazed at its radiant glow, a voice echoed in his mind, "You have acquired the pearl, but have you truly found what you were seeking?" The king realized that in his relentless pursuit, he had lost sight of the true purpose of his journey. He had become so consumed by his desire for wealth and power that he had forgotten the joy of the present moment, the beauty of the world around him, and the love and connection he shared with his people. Tears welled up in the king's eyes as he understood the lesson the magical pearl had taught him. True wealth and power lie not in the acquisition of material possessions, but in the ability to appreciate and cherish the simple joys of life. Masterly concluded the story and looked deeply into Zhao's eyes. "My young disciple, like the king in the story, we often become attached to our desires, whether it be for wealth, fame, or success. But true wisdom and enlightenment come from learning to let go, to release our attachments, and to embrace the present moment with gratitude and joy." Xiao pondered the master's words and felt a profound shift within his being. He realized that the path to wisdom was not in the acquisition of knowledge, but in the surrender to the flow of life. And so, under the guidance of Masterly, Xiao embarked on a new journey, one of letting go, embracing the present, and finding true wisdom and inner peace. The lessons he learned from the master's Zen wisdom stayed with him for the rest of his days, guiding him on the path of enlightenment.